Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a talk over of me getting ready with this look. I'm just gonna go run some errands today, work a little tiny bit, and then go on a date tonight. So I wanted my makeup appropriate for all of those things. I do this very quickly within, I'd say like less than 10 minutes every day. So without further ado, if you wanna see how I got this look, then let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so my face is already washed and moisturized, and I'm just going to go straight in with my NYX Angel Veil Primer, and I'm going to rub that underneath my eyes where my pores are the largest. I'm also going to pop that in my T-zone and also on my chin and rub it in evenly so it is all soaked into the skin. Once my primer has become tacky, I'm going to go in with foundation. Today I'm going to be using a combination I've been loving lately. It is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Concealer and Foundation, as well as the Wet n Wild's Photofocus Foundation. The Clinique one is a little bit dark for me, and so I've just been loving putting this Wet n Wild one in to kind of soften it up and blend it in with my current skin tone a little bit better. I also like both of these applicators because you can take them straight from the bottle onto your face so you aren't losing product. I'm just going to dab them all over my face evenly so that the color is distributed evenly all over my face. So to blend all that foundation in, I am going to take a buffer brush and just move it in circular motions from the inner parts of my face to the outer parts. I'm going to make sure that I'm not missing my hairline, my jawline, and make sure that I am bringing the product down onto my neck and blending that out very well so there aren't any harsh lines on my face. I'm also going to make sure that I don't miss my ears or any other cracks or crevices or places that would give away that this is not my current skin tone. Obviously, I decided to make it a little bit darker than I currently am because I am a little pasty. But as long as you blend in, that should not be a problem. Okay, moving on to concealer, I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape in light medium and take that underneath my under eyes where I have huge bags and a lot of darkness. So I'm going to take that in a little triangular pattern. It doesn't matter the pattern or how you distribute it as long as you get enough product and you blend it out evenly. I'm also going to take that on my chin, upper lip, nose, and a little bit on my forehead just to highlight and brighten up the face a bit. I also use that on my eyelids just because I have a lot of veins. So I'm going to take my beauty blender and just pat that product into my skin so it looks seamless and even. I'm going to make sure that you cannot tell there is another product on top of my foundation and it just looks like it is all evenly distributed. Tarte Shape Tape is a wonderful full coverage concealer that you can use to prime your eyelids, hide your bags underneath your eyes, highlight the face, just anything that you would want out of a concealer, this concealer has. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I'm about to bag it up. After I'm sure that all of that concealer is blended out evenly on my skin, I am going to go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in Sand Beige, and I'm just going to take a foundation brush and get some product on that, tap off the excess, and then start buffing that underneath my under eye, just pressing the product in there to make sure that it is all set in place. So I'm not going to be baking or taking a translucent powder underneath my eyes just because I want this to look a little bit more natural. So I'm just going to take the same powder all over my face just to set my foundation because I can get oily throughout the day. So this really makes sure that it locks everything in and it stays in place. Next up is brows, so I am going to go in with my NYX Microbrow pencil in Taupe, and I'm just going to start filling in the areas in my eyebrow that are very sparse and there are hairs missing. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to be taking the Jaclyn Hill palette with a big fluffy brush to start off with and this brown transition shade and just starting to pop that in the crease. I'm going to be using windshield wiper motions to blend that out across the inner corner to the outer corner. I'm going to try to leave the most pigment in the outer corner though. Talking bands, I got it. Benjamins in my pocket. With a more precise blending brush, I'm going to go in with a little bit darker of a shade and pop that into the crease as well, but making sure that I'm keeping that one just a little bit lower than the first transition shade. 17 shots, no 30. Yeah, she's fine. Wondering will she be mine? Walk past, I press, rewind. See that. So I'm going to take one last brown transition shade into the crease, and this one will be the darkest of all the crease shades. I'm just going to tap off the excess and then make sure that I'm going to focus that on the outer corner of my eye, and then just take the excess and blend that into the inner corner. With a dense brush, I'm going to take a dark brown shade and pick up a little bit of that and take it on the outer V of my eyelid. I'm just going to focus that in that area and that area only, just to deepen up my eye. I'm going to take my finger and pick up this shimmery shade and place it from the inner corner to the middle of my lid. I'm then going to go back in with that deep brown shade and buff that into the outer V, just so that there isn't a harsh line between that color and the pigment that I just placed down. For mascara, I'm going to go in with my Essence Volume Stylist mascara and just get that at the roots of my eyelashes and wiggle it to the top, just so I have maximum volume. I like the way you work it on. About to bag it up. I like the way you work it. Next, I'm going to take my L'Oreal Telescopic mascara in Carbon Black and just blink that from the bottom of my eyelash to the top. And I'm also going to hit the bottom eyelashes with that Essence Volume Stylist, just to even it all out. So for bronzer, I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm going to take that on a big fluffy brush and just buff that into my cheekbones. I'm not contouring today, just bronzing. So I'm going to take that from my cheekbones to my temples, up to my forehead, down to my jawline, and even down to my neck, to just give my face a little bit of warmth and a glow.
Yeah. Baby girl, you're so damn fine, though. Wanna know if I can hit it from behind, though. I'm sipping on you like some fine wine, though. When it's over, I press rewind, though. Talking bands, I got it. Benjamins in my pocket. I traded my truth for some robins, and he's playing Batman, but he's gonna rob him. Yeah. I got the Glock in my robbery. 17 shots, no 38. Yeah, I got the Glock in my robbery. 17 shots, no.
For a shimmery finish, I'm going to go in with the Milani Baked Bronzer in Soleil and take that just on my cheekbones up to my temples a little bit, just so that it's not shiny all over my face, but to just give that little pop of glow. I'm just going to go in with my NARS Orgasm blush and just take that on the apples of my cheeks and blend it backwards. For highlight today, I'm going to go in with Kylie Cosmetics Fiji, and I'm going to take a small detailer brush, take a little bit of this product and pop it on the inner corner of my eyes, just to give them a little bit more of a blinding glow. I'm also going to take that on the upper parts of my eyebrow bone. I'm going to take it with a bigger detail brush and buff that into the top parts of my cheeks to give an absolutely blinding highlight. I'm going to take it on the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, and also my Cupid's bow, just to highlight those areas as well.
I like the way you work it. No diggity. I'm about to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I'm about to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I'm about to bag it up.
Before finishing off, I'm going to set the brows with the Essence Make Me Brow in Blonde so that they stay in place all day. To finish off the look and set it in place, I am going to take the Milani Make It Last setting spray and douse that all over my face to make sure that everything is locked in. I don't want to go too crazy with the lips because I do every other day, so I'm just going to go in with the NYX Butter Gloss. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look, and this is just what I wear on a day-to-day basis. It might be a little glittery, a little too much for some people on a day-to-day basis, but you can always take those steps out, just popping those brown shades in the creases. It'll look just as good. I just love shimmers. I love that extra pop, and that's why I do this on like a day that I'm just gonna run errands. And the next video is gonna be brushes. So that's why I didn't really go into detail of the brushes that I was using today, because it's been highlighted highly requested for me to do a video with all of the brushes that I use. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe before you leave. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day.
Just getting started. Late night. Oh, it's a vibe. The moves. I got the moves.
You're so handsome.
Blast on my Range Rover. Good on my